Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, my fellow creative designers and content creators. Welcome once again to another exciting episode on this channel. And guys, in this episode, this is what you are going to design. It is in the scripture church flyer using our Photoshop 2024 version. So currently I'm using Photoshop 2024 version. My 2025 version was giving me the problem, so I have to uninstall it and then drop back to 2024 version. So if you are using any version from CC up to 2025 version, it should be able to work, or you should be able to work with me. Even there are some of the features in which if you are using a lower version, you may not be able to have access to it, but I'll guide you on how to do so. So these are all the resources file that I use, including the free PSD file and then the 3D text effects that I created to work on this. So stick around, let's go through the step-by-step tutorials from beginning to the end. And after watching closely to the end of this video, you should be able to see the password to extract the PSD file and then use it for free. Yes, so without wasting much time, you launch your Photoshop or you open it and then Control-N on the keyboard and this will pop up. So we are using the height, the width is 900 and then the height is 1080. Resolution, we boost it to 300 and then we write it scripture, SCRIPTURE, scripture flyer. So that is the title of our flyer. The resolution is 300 and everything is okay. So click on create and this is what we have. So first of all, unlock this one and let's work with the background. Okay, so let's quickly move there and then let's go and bring our resources file. So we have this first one here. You drag it into Photoshop and then release it this way and wait for it to load. Yes, the loading the fastest of the loading depend on the system of your machine in which you are using. If your machine has a higher system, you should be able to load quickly. So hold Alt and then scale the edge here. Once it's covered the entire screen, press enter. Then go to filter and then go to blur, then Gaussian blur. We blur it 20 pixels. 20 is okay. All right, so the next resources is still the background. Okay, so drag this and then release it in Photoshop and then still hold Alt, scale it up. Okay, press enter and we are still blurring it. Okay, filter, blur, Gaussian blur, then blur it 10 pixels or 15, then should be okay. So go to the blending option and set the blending option to soft light. Soft light is okay. Perfect. Then the next background, again with this one we added a lot of backgrounds together to be able to achieve this. So this is still employed inside, then same procedure, then go to the blending option again and then let's look out for something very nice. Yeah, let's look out for something very nice and let's come down here. So I think this won't be bad at all. So then let's add a layer mask and then click inside B on the keyboard to activate the brush tool. Then we can clear this part. Okay, yeah, perfect. Then the next again is the resources. All right, so pick up this scripture and then position it inside perfectly. Now you push it up this way and press enter. Now still blending option. Okay, blending option, and I think this is awesome. Or better still, let's go through it one after the other, and definitely if you don't get any one, definitely will come back to our previous one. Okay, yeah, so go through and see the one that is okay for you. Right, so always choose the one in which is okay for you. Maybe the one that might be okay for me will not be okay for you, not necessarily practicing what I did. Okay, just try your hands on your own and come up with something new. So this is okay. Then add a layer mask and then we clear the bottom here. perfect. Then you go and clear somewhere the top here. So you realize that the scripture is in there. Okay, the scripture is in there nicely. Then we are going to add a color lookup. Yeah, let's add our color lookup to it. Yeah, I always say that when it comes to design, it covers 3 or 4 key areas. Yes, it covers 3 or 4 key areas. That is, first you work with the background, and then second you work with the images, and third you work with text, and then lastly you add beauty to your flyer. Perfect. So this is okay. The color lookup is added. Then let's put everything in a group, Ctrl J, and call it BJ. BJ. All right. So that is done. Now let's introduce the text. So introduce the logo. So the title, Roger City Ministry International. All right, so we are using the font called Vertica. Yeah, Vertica, and we are using this. Then let's break this apart and close the AA. Yeah, we close it up. And better still, the font size, let's make it 15. Perfect. Then still close the AA. Go to paragraph and set it to this point. Yeah, let's open up here a bit. Good. So this is awesome. And then let's position it here. Then let's introduce the logo. Okay, so basically we are using this as our logo. We introduce it over there. Press enter. Now rasterize layer. Okay, rasterize layer. Press W on the keyboard, hit here, and then press delete. The background, that is a white area, will be deleted, and then transform it to be very small. Okay, and push it up. Yeah, so we use this as our logo. Ctrl J, and then call it logo. All right, good. So our logo is done. Let's position it at the center. Okay, so then let's go and see it. So once this is done, the next thing is what? Introducing the images. Okay, so I've worked on the images, and if you want to bring them, they are all here. Just pick them one after the other and then introduce them over there. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I've worked on it already. So I'll just drag these images over there. Okay, I'll drag it over here and position it at this point. And then the 3D text effects, in which I've already worked on it, drag it over here and position it at this point. Yes, so position it at this point, and then let's bring it down a bit. Okay, and I think the image, let's scale it up. It's too small. Yeah, it's too small. Perfect. And then the 3D text effect, we enlarge it too as well. Then we can bring it down. Yeah, we can bring it down. Then the next details, which is this. Yeah, which is this. We push it up, and then we'll bring it over here. Perfect. So that is exactly what we are doing. Then the next thing is the details, such as the date, time, venue, and the remaining ones. So just go and bring them here. Yeah, go and bring them here. So they are all here. Okay, they are all here. So we push it straight once and then position it at this point. Okay, yeah, position it at this point, and that is it. Let's put it in a group. Ctrl J and put it in a group. So this one too, let's put everything in a group, then Ctrl J and put it in a group. Then after that, we add our color lookup again. Yeah, we add our color lookup again. So go there, and the same procedure, you go and then bring it at the place. So we are still using the same. If you like, I have a lot of them. You can try them over here. And other people say that they prefer wear CQ, but I also prefer going for a walk. There's two things. Which one do you think is okay? So let's apply it and see. This is wear CQ, and you apply it onto it, and the entire design changes. So Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. And anything that I did in which you don't understand, you know already, just come to the platform, ask questions, and we will attend to you. Or leave your comments and the questions in the comment section below, and we'll come and attend to you. Please subscribe, like, share, and comment. I love you. I'll see you in the next tutorial. Until then, stay safe. Bless.